You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Fun Day Friday. I'm super excited today because I ain't gonna say that. I have my old co-host AJ in the building. I have been trying to get him to come in here. Our schedules have been crazy. We tried to bring this show back a couple of times, and then we're just like the schedules just wasn't adding up. But my boy is in the building today. He'll be on around 12:30. And I have my DJ. Shout out to DJ Dream. He'll also be in the building with us today. Today's conversations is going to be about marriages for men. So the question that I have that I really want to know, what is the benefit of marriage for a man? Because we know what the benefits for a woman is, but what is the benefit for a man? Before we get into that, the question that I have coming up right after this break is, your soulmate asks you for a prenup. Are you signing it? We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Lick.
Body image and positivity are major impacts in today's society. At Nurse to Beauty, we believe in bringing the beauty from within to the forefront. For those of you who are planning to have cosmetic surgery, Nurse to Beauty is ready and available for all of your postoperative needs. My name is Dontricia Dunham, and I am the registered nurse and owner. I have over 10 years of experience with emergency medicine that has aided me in giving quality medical care for cosmetic surgery clients. We specialize in a number of safe and effective options and solutions to help you achieve your ideal body image. Have a one-on-one virtual consultation via phone or private suite location. Have your lymphatic therapies and all other postoperative needs performed by a licensed medical professional. Mobile postoperative services are also available upon request. Not interested in cosmetic surgery at this time? No worries. We also provide an array of body modification services to fulfill all of your beauty enhancement requests. We understand how costly aftercare can be after a cosmetic surgery. Ask about our affordable payment plans today with instant approval and no hard credit check. Log on to www.nursetobeauty.com for more information. Call or text 404-849-0260. For education, client transformations, and reviews, follow all of our social medias at Nurse to Beauty. See you next time.
And before we went to break, we said what the topic of the beginning of the show is, you have met your soulmate wants to marry you, but they are asking you for a prenup. Are you signing it? This is a question for both. At first, I just had it for the ladies, but sometimes the woman is the breadwinner, and you have to determine who's going to pay the bills. But I always feel like no matter if a woman is the breadwinner or not, I don't think certain men are going to allow, certain men are going to allow her to pay all the bills. So if, ladies, you meet a man of your dreams and he has this six-figure lifestyle that you want, and he's high value and all the things that women are saying today, and he's like, cool, I wasn't really into marriage because I just hear like divorce rates and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and you lose everything in the end. If I decide to marry you, you have to sign a prenup. Are you signing it? And I always say, with me and what I have is not a lot, but I do bring more than the average woman would bring to the table. I personally wouldn't mind signing the prenup with a clause in there, though. Whatever you came with before me, excuse me. I don't care if you got 10 businesses, if you got 3 houses, if you got my dream car, the G-Wagon, you got all of that before me. You can leave with all of that before me, after me. What we make while you're with me, because you're never going to downgrade with me. You're going to make more with me. What we make together while you're with me, that would be in question. But whatever you came before me, I got my one little house, my one little car, my one little business, and you got 10 of everything. You can leave with all that. I won't even try to fight you on anything you had prior to me. After me, that's a different story. What you think, Sunshine?
I actually concur. I feel like some people, they become a little bit entitled for people's stuff. You know what I mean? And it's
Mhm.
like if I came into this situation and I was already a hard worker, then that's one thing. If we built this together, then yes, I deserve half of everything that, we built together.
Right.
But I also think there should be some sort of clause in there too. Like we could be together and I could have built this on my own even though
Mm.
we were together. So how does that work?
You
Because
mean prior to?
no,
Explain. Explain what you mean.
we're in a relationship,
Correct.
we together, right?
Mhm. Right.
But you weren't supportive. I built this on my own. We were together, but I built this.
Okay.
You
So that
weren't
means
you weren't
something you had prior to.
hmm?
Is that what you say? So you're together and then you start a business after the fact.
Mhm.
But if you sign a prenup before that, then what you're talking about is within that marriage. So your clause will be if I start a business and you don't help. Is that what you're saying?
No, so yeah, like
Because
you're
it's
no,
kind
okay,
of
so the
yes,
question was, would you sign a prenup?
yes.
My answer to it is yes. I feel as though prenups are viable. They make sense. Yes, I would sign one.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is I would have to have a clause in there somewhere
Okay.
where it's not just about if I came into this and everything I already had that I still leave with, what I have and you can't take what I've already made. But let's say I started doing something and you didn't want to have no parts of it. You didn't think it was going to go nowhere. You thought it was just some little hobby I was doing. And that
Okay.
hobby blew up and made me a whole bunch of money, but you were never supportive of it and you
Okay.
never put in on it. You never, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
go do your shit on your own. No, you can't have part of that.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
So the clause would have to be what I just said. If I start a business within and you're not a part of that business, anything we do separately within this marriage is what you're saying
It's still
we walk
mine.
away with
Right.
on our own.
Right.
I mean,
Now, if I helped you and I'm here for you, I'm supporting you, whatever support look like.
okay.
If I'm there for you and I'm supporting you and I'm holding you down, or I'm being your secretary, or I'm making phone calls and emails, or I'm at all the events with you, standing side by side, making you look good. You know what I'm saying? If I'm
Yeah.
doing all of those things, then yeah, I put in, I was there a part
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
But if I
Yeah.
had to show up to everything by myself, if I'm carrying all of the boxes and
I
everything
definitely
like
see
that, if
that.
I'm the only one staying up at night, putting the little hearts and stars and clovers on the cookies and shit like that, if I'm the only one that's calling in the resources and making sure that everything is stuck together, and then one day it blow up and you like, well, damn, where's mine? Bitch, where, what? Maybe you
Yeah.
didn't read the little woman in the cupboard story growing up, or what
She
was it?
feeling this one.
I am, because, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yes. And so no, okay, so I watched the first season of the. I don't know if they had more than one season. I watched the first season and I thought they were like the ideal perfect black family. I was so happy to see black woman, black man, their two daughters. They're doing all these businesses and all these things together. Once they separated, again, I didn't know who, and I don't watch sports. That's my disclaimer. So not to discredit him, I just don't watch sports. I had no clue he even existed until she married him.
But
So I didn't know who he was.
so let's look at their situation, right? Let's say she's off. She opened up like two beauty salons or something like that during their relationship. I think
Hmm.
she bought a house or some other stuff like that, right?
During the
Let's say
relationship.
right during the relationship. Let's
Okay.
say she's doing all of that, right? But the only thing you care about and the only thing you focused on is basketball.
Okay.
That's it,
Hmm.
right? Yeah, you paying the bills at the house and everything like that. But when it come down to it, when it's about our relationship or when it's about me growing and doing stuff, you really don't give a damn. Only thing you want me to do is be a mom. And you doing
Mm,
basketball. But she wasn't just being a mom. She was out here building a whole empire. And
right.
her empire is growing and busting out the walls. And so now that you're
And
not playing
disclaimer to that, she was doing that prior to them getting
right,
married. So it wasn't like he paid all the bills and then she started these
right.
businesses. She was doing this before
He
they
got
got
him a
together.
high valued woman who continued to add to her value.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
now, yeah, we was together, we making family and babies and stuff like that. But when it really came down to that other part of me, that part of me that was building and growing, you didn't want to have nothing to do with that. That was, you weren't interested in that. You didn't want to listen to my stories or my issues or whatever.
But how
But
do you
now that
prove
we
that
breaking
though?
up,
How do you prove that? That's not provable.
shit.
So when you're going to the table,
I'm gonna find a way.
when you're going to the table for divorce, flip it. Because a man could say the same thing. I want all my stuff because I did all the work while you sat at home, and when I needed you to listen to me, you wouldn't listen. How is that provable? And women will still get half of the man's things. Flip it, because you're saying it's a woman in that position. Is he not entitled to that while they were married?
Well, see, I feel like it. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I mean, in general, all the way around.
But your instances
My
are, he
right.
didn't listen, he didn't help with this. While you focus on basketball, I was doing all of this stuff. How do we know he wasn't part of that? How can we prove that?
Name on paperwork, making
The
sure name,
legality of it all.
name is on paperwork. When you're going out to events, making sure you taking pictures to show where people is at and
So
who
now you
ain't
got
showed
to.
up. I put, look, I'm a Libra, baby.
So
If
you
I
gotta
really need
live
to,
within
I'll
your
pull
marriage as if you're getting a divorce. Is what that sounds like.
No, I'm just saying that. Just know that I got receipts for everything that done happen, and life be
Okay.
lifing.
I just feel like it just depends. So even with their situation, I get she walked away with everything that she had, even when she started naming the cars that she had. But when they were married, was it just her car versus just his car? Like, I wonder how they determined, and if that was something that they agreed upon together, like, yeah, you take these cars, I take these cars. But if you don't have a prenup in place, flip it when it's usually the man. He loses everything, no matter what is what. Like, the woman ain't do a goddamn thing, and she could still walk away with most, if not all, of his things. If it's a woman that's the head of
Wendy
household and
Williams.
she's doing all of the things.
Wendy Williams, that man walked away with everything and a bitch on the side. I'm sorry, and a woman on the side. What's her name? Mary J. Blige. Her man walked away with half of everything. And I don't care what y'all say, Casey and JoJo deserve more than he did. Like,
yes, yes. That is fact.
Wait a minute, hold on, because for everybody who be like, but they ain't had kids or whatever. Okay, Halle Berry, she paying these men bukus of money for what? They ain't showed not a nan nipple in Monster Ball. Stupid. They ain't did none of that.
She didn't put a prenup in place.
And
whose fault is that?
Her lawyer.
So those are the clauses.
I blame her.
Those
lawyers.
are the clauses, and that's the thing. So I'm not on the side of man or woman. I just feel like when you go into it, because people always say marriage is a business. If that is the mindset, then have your ducks in a row before you get married. I was watching Love is Blind, and the dude was a high school basketball coach, and she was in the medical field. And the first thing she said was, "Oh my gosh, he's like a family man. I could picture myself on the weekends holding holding our child on my hip while we're going to his games, watching him play the games." Now, the legal side of her mindset was, I make way more money than him. If this doesn't work, I need to make sure I'm good. So she asked him to sign a prenup. She had no problem being the breadwinner. She had no problem. He wasn't a six-figure man, but she loved the character of the man. She just thought of the business side, and she wanted him to sign a prenup. I just feel like that makes sense. If you come into a relationship and the scales are tipped drastically, those are probably measures that I wouldn't mind signing a prenup for. But within the relationship, what happens within is one thing. What you have prior to and what I have prior to is another.
So I think that's where something like a postnup comes in, because
let's talk about it.
So obviously, if I came in broke, you came in broke, right? We ain't do no prenup. We got married off of love. We got married off of this gonna last forever, right?
Yes.
But then I started making some money.
Okay.
And I created something or whatever. My ooh blew up, right? Okay, you know how you was like, how do you prove that they wasn't a part of it? You get a postnup right then and there, because then that person can't say, Like, well, no, 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 I did all that. Okay, well, put that in the paperwork then right now.
Put that in
Put
writing.
that in writing right now. Because at this point, that's what you're saying. And going forward, it ain't going to change. This is what we sticking with. You know what I mean? Like, I think that people put love in place of intelligence sometimes, and it's always that thing of, well, are you trying to are you doing this because you think there's a way out? No, I'm doing this because I don't know what's going to happen in 10 years, and regardless of how much I love you today, I don't know how bitter you are going to be later. I don't know how resentful you are going to be later. I don't know what this is going to look like. Not only that, this is protecting you against me being bitter later.
Or somebody getting sick.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Barry White and his ex-wife and his wife and his baby mama. You know what I'm saying?
They was his ex-wife. They've been divorced for how
20
long?
something years.
20 something years, and she got everything simply because he didn't change all of his stuff back over. And the woman he had been with didn't get a goddamn thing.
Right. But also the woman he had been with, she talking about, I need this because I had his heir. They did a DNA test. That ain't even his baby.
Right. That wasn't even
that ain't even his baby.
So if you're tuned in and you want to call in, the telephone number is 404-254-4347. Again, that telephone number is 404-254-4347. And we're talking about prenups. Whoever is the breadwinner is asking the one who's not the breadwinner to sign a prenup. Or are you willing to sign it if that is their negotiation to marriage? And I really want to speak on, like, because there are some people who just really don't believe in marriage. Like, I don't even listen to. I'm gonna just put it out there. These, as I always say, this show is KELZ brain exposed. When somebody broke is talking about, I ain't never getting married because I don't want nobody to. What are they taking? You don't have nothing. You don't have anything to take. So your stance on never getting married because a woman might take you for all your stuff. I'm not even having those conversations with people. I'm having the conversations with people who have that thought process, like, this is where I want to be in 10 years, 10 years prior, right? I want to marry you, but this is where I'm trying to go. And I've did all this stuff on the back end to make sure that in my 10-year plan, I'm there. I love you for you. You don't have everything together yet. You might want to start a business within. That's cool. Whatever reason something doesn't work out, are you going to take everything that I built already, that I put all my hard work into? And you might be a person that's an amazing helpmate once we are together, and you might stay up with me late nights, right? But do I have to give all that to you because we were married? Like, for instance, Hits is 6 years in now. I meet somebody tomorrow, and they are like a mastermind, and they blow this up. And then in 10 years we divorce. Do I have to fight this in court with them?
No, because Sunshine's name is already the beneficiary of Hits. We've already fixed that.
Okay.
Is the beneficiary of Hits.
So what if your husband decides he wants to fight you for something? Then what? So post no. Let's talk about. Okay, we got a caller. Who we speaking to?
Well, you are speaking to Iana.
Hi, Iana.
How are you?
Very well. Okay, what you got to say on the topic?
So, would I sign a prenup? A prenuptial agreement. Let's see. So, I think I would. I would put one in place because it helps to secure your assets, your debts, and your spousal support and all that good stuff. When and if in the event of a divorce or something like that. So yeah, I think I would.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, we got a call. We got a few messages on here. Oh, this is a good question. So, do y'all consider marriage a liability? Again, these are questions. These are answers.
Who you marrying?
And opinions that I have for myself. I've been married twice, so I don't look at marriage as in I'm going off of love alone. I would never marry someone simply because I love you. It has to make sense for me to marry somebody at this point. I've done it twice, right? The first one was absolutely out of love. The second one was for business. The third one is absolutely going to be for business, but I got to love you too. we got to make sure it makes sense. I want to like have serious, transparent conversations. Like, look, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is what we doing. It makes sense for us to get married. Outside of that, I don't see the point of marriage at this point. And you would have asked me a year ago, that's all I wanted was marriage. But the way that the world is moving right now, it's like, what is really the benefit that you can't get from just having somebody versus putting them on paper? Because even for me, you're my go-to for my business. So it wouldn't even go to my husband or my kids. And the only reason it's not going to my kids is because they don't want it. It's not because I just want to give it to Sunshine. I give it to somebody who wants it. So she is. If I was to die today, it goes to Sunshine. I'm putting that out there. I wouldn't even expect you to say that publicly, but
My bad.
it's out there
It
now.
was jokes, but I didn't quite like it was jokes. They thought it was
No,
jokes,
it's good.
but
It's cool. So if I died on the way home and I ain't got my paperwork in place, we got proof.
yeah,
We've said it.
yeah.
So if a husband was to come in and he's helping with the business, y'all gonna have to fight it out. He gonna have to fight your ass. But it goes back to what you have going in. Hold on one second. Let's see. Because I'm with you and we're gonna build together, will hold value to not even be concerned about finances. We both win.
But how do y'all know? See, this is my thing, right? This is my thing. Most people don't get married because they are trying to look towards the future and build together. And even if y'all think y'all are, once you get into the relationship, life happens and you don't, right? You honestly, most people don't, right? Your grandma and grandpa are still in the same place that they were when they got together and had them 4 kids, and your aunts and uncles is still living in that same bedroom that they lived in when they was little kids. That's just truth, right? In most and we're talking about in our demographics, okay?
Okay.
Right? So when it does become a situation where you see yourself moving out of that instance, you do need to protect
You
yourself.
do.
That's crazy not to. That's like saying you found out that your man is cheating on you and then you don't use condoms. You still just have sex with him raw. That's crazy.
Eee.
Why not protect yourself?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right? So if I'm with somebody who the whole entire time we've been together we haven't been able to multiply, but just so happens me doing something by myself or me doing something with KELZ, it started to multiply and germinate and grow. Now you want to say we're married and so you get half of it. No, we didn't grow
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
We grew shit. I need a prenup with KELZ.
Yeah.
I don't need a prenup with you. I need a prenup with KELZ.
Exactly. So let's take, just because everybody isn't a business owner, let's put other things in place. You got cards, you got life insurance policies, you have property, you have houses.
Okay,
You
a
got,
car,
my mama might have
liability.
left me property. What do we do with those?
Again, those are things that you have a lawyer or you have a trust or you have something involved that it already supersedes whatever your opinions of what you deserve are. You know what I mean? That's like that clip with Joe Budden that's going around right now where the man is sitting next to his woman and he's all like, she's probably richer than me because of her previous relationship. And she's like, yeah, I have a trust and that trust is for my kids or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but if I ever need it, I have access to it. And she's looking at him and she's like, no, you don't. Like, that trust is for my children.
And again, that would be something that would need to be in place.
But it's all before
But you can't touch a trust though, can you?
And that's what I'm saying. She already thought, hey, if I get married to somebody else, if this don't work out, I'm already putting this money in a situation where nobody else can get to it but these kids. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I don't care if you a man, woman, dog, cat, rabbit, whatever. If I'm realizing later on that, oh snap, I didn't just like do a scratch off and win the lottery. I put in work on this.
Right.
I grew this.
Right. And
I'm going to start protecting it.
Right. And I say too, and this is just, and I don't want people thinking like, people have the mindset of prenups are preparing for divorce. Like you're going in with the thought of coming out. I would literally, it'd be dumb of me to go into a marriage thinking we're going to end. I never go into a marriage thinking it's ever going to end. I don't want it to end, or else I wouldn't marry a person. I would just literally just date that person. But you just never know. Just put stuff in place. And I'm not only talking about like if it doesn't work out because I don't like you no more and you cheated and this, that, and the third. I don't even really think about that kind of stuff. I'm thinking about everything else within it. Again, I keep using that example. I get in a car accident going home. I want to make sure that at least my kids are covered. I'm covered. You're covered. Even in a relationship, my last marriage, first marriage for him, first real serious relationship for him. And he was like, let's just get one bank account and put everything in one account. I'm a type of person that grew up with having a separate emergency fund. I told him, you need a separate account for yourself. And he was just like, why would you want us to have a separate account? You just never know. You might want to buy some shoes. Whatever you do with your money, that's cool. Have your separate account. We'll have an account for the bills. I have my account. You have your account. And I'm not a person that we had this conversation before too of having uh, secret accounts. I don't even believe in secret accounts. You ain't got to know what's in my account, but I do want you to know I have one because I want you to have your own account. You ain't got to be like, okay, this is needed for the light bill. What's in your secret account? Or what's in your separate account? We gonna figure this part out. Don't worry about what I got in mine and what you got in yours. Some people see that as being secretive and you planning some other stuff. You just never know what's gonna happen.
My
10
mom,
years later, my husband becomes a goddamn crackhead and he's spending all our money.
yeah,
You
no,
don't
think
know
you
what's
don't know
gonna
what
happen.
Or let's not even say crackhead. What if he just he gets a gambling
Yeah, he's just bad
addiction?
with money.
You know what I'm saying?
Bad with
What
money.
if he just starts drinking, right?
Mhm.
And liquor is expensive. You know,
Mhm.
cigarettes, those are expensive.
Yeah.
Maybe I might
Them
not want to
extra
invest.
habits.
Right.
I don't have those habits.
I
So
don't
I
have
need
those.
you to have your separate
Yeah.
everything with
Yeah.
that.
Because what you're not gonna do is tell me that I shouldn't have cleared out this Shein haul.
Not she in.
I drove 2 extra nights at Uber Eats so that I could clear out this Shein haul. This
I'ma
is not
start
none of your
calling it
damn
Shein.
business.
But
It's
that
not
is true.
Shein as in she in these
So,
clothes.
Sheen, girl, Sheen. I'm
Oh.
so done.
Oh,
maybe
it's
it
Shein
is.
as in she in
Oh,
this
okay.
outfit.
Look,
She in this. No?
right. I was always known it was called Sheen, but we're gonna roll with Shein right now because that sounds so fancy in Beverly Hills. I have on my Shein.
Shein. Check out my Shein.
So the conclusion that we're coming about is we're not opposed to prenups.
Mm-mm.
Postnups are actually okay. I'll even add this. If a person that I'm marrying, he doesn't have as much as I have, and I'm like into wanting a prenup, and he's just like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to feel like I'm going into like an agreement. A postnup is dope. I think a postnup is better than a prenup because when you go in, you don't know what you're doing. Some people may not have started a business, and y'all both have great ideals of what you want to do, and then within that marriage, I realize y'all don't work good together. So I'm gonna do a business on this side, and you do a business on that side. Let's do a postnup. You keep your business if it doesn't work out. I keep my business if it doesn't work out. I never heard of a postnup, but I'm gonna start looking into that for sure. They ain't got no man talking about like I'm married. Like I need a postnup. 10 years later, we're gonna go down and okay, this has nothing to do with nothing I just said, but it just popped in my mind again. This is KELZ brain exposed. We talk about this before. Even within a marriage, can you go back to the table in 10 years and like let's restructure this marriage and how we want it to go? Because in our 20s, we were looking to buy a house. So we was planning that. We wanted kids, so we were planning that. Now our kids are older. Maybe they're in high school and they're, playing sports. We have a house now, maybe we want a second house. Can we come back to the table in 10 years and restructure our our plans of what marriage looks like and go from there? And if they are a little differently, a postnup might need to be in play. Person might be like, I don't want to put no money. Okay, my first marriage, when I bought my house, he was terrified to buy a house. He didn't want to mess his credit up. And I was like, look, I want a house. So he didn't want to go on the loan with me. I had to fix my credit by myself and I had to go on the loan by myself. And
That's
we were
your
cool
house.
with that. Yeah. So no, he didn't even attempt to fight. We never fought about anything. 22-year-old, 17-year-old still never fight. So that never even came up in discussion. But you go into a marriage and y'all already married and one person wants to be an entrepreneur and the other person doesn't. And the one that doesn't want to be an entrepreneur is like, look, when we came into this, We had a goal that we were going to do XYZ. We were going to plan for retirement. And now you're throwing a monkey wrench in there. And all of a sudden you want to be an entrepreneur and funds are going to be like this. So let's put a post nut in place. You can be an entrepreneur. I support you. I'll help in any financial way I can if it doesn't mess with my initial goal of when we got married. Is that fair?
I don't think a lot of people are that mature. I don't think I think that is a mature mindset, and most people can't go once you are in love, you cannot separate the emotion of what love is or what love means or what you think it is from a actual logical thought process.
Well, you marry me, you're going to have to learn.
Right.
Because it's levels to this love over here. And business does play a part in it. So we're going to take a quick break. And then we're going to bring in DJ Dream and AJ because I know they got a lot to say on this topic. And then we're going to get into our topic of the day is how does marriage and relationships benefit a man? So we'll be right back. L.I.C.K Show.
Baby, come see me another day when money ain't a problem. And my Twitter account got about 5 million followers. I'm on a bumpy road, but I'm smooth and go like butter. Fly away like beauties do after their caterpillars. I'm changing, don't need a filter. Been vibing since I was a toddler. Got the juice from my father. Maybe that's why I bother to bring this light tonight and illuminate their tomorrows. Saving them from their sorrows. Hope if I lead, they follow. Cause man, we need a beacon. I'ma be that shit. Little girl made it off rapping, never sold a brick or hit a lick. Appreciate the little things, alleviate the lunatics. Then maybe then I'll take your shit. Cause baby, I've been thinking about it all day. Looks so good, I'll fuck you in this hallway. Trying to run the world, but I can't concentrate. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad. Babe, I'm feeling better and I'm stormy weather. Run off endeavors. Picked my ass off the pavement. Thought I'd be there forever. I always think I know better. I always know that I don't. I'm seeing God as a humor. Sometimes I feel like a joke. Grandmama laughing in heaven. Still ain't done right with my blessing. You fresh air when I'm stressing. You make me feel like I'm standing. Flying away from this planet. You pick me up when I'm landing. I can't be so damn distracted. Gotta go through with my planning. I knew that we were meant to be the night I caught your show. And now we running shit but have so very far to go. And all I need is you and me, and that's the only thing I know. So go ahead and drop them draws just like before. Yo, cause baby, I've been thinking about it all day. Looks so good, I'll fuck you in this hallway. Trying to run the world, but I can't concentrate. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad every Sunday night. Something like that new and Rashad.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P. Not to mention, we got the host with the most, KELZ. We got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items. Looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food. Something Special Bar and Lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something Special Bar and Lounge.
And we are back. We are back with the L.I.C.K Show on Hits 92.3 with your girl KELZ, and I have my 2 guests in the building, AJ and Dream.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
So before we get into the topic of the day, I want you to join in on the conversation that I had prior to of prenuptial agreements. You meet your soulmate. They are the breadwinner, but the only way that they are going to marry you is if you sign a prenup. Are you going to sign it?
Throw me the pen.
Throw you the pen. No questions asked. No clause in between. Nothing.
Throw me the pen. I didn't have a lot.
Okay.
Been married. This is 2025. Be married 23.
Period.
23 years this year.
Hey, Krista.
Hey, sweetness. Neither one of us had a lot.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna ask her for a prenup because what was I gonna take? Vice versa. And anything that I have right now, no matter how mad I get, no matter what happens, no matter how bad it is, whatever could end our marriage, nothing could take away the support that we've given each other to get where we are right now.
That's deep.
So if I won the lottery, 50 million, and something happened, I'll be like, you know what, you take this 25, I'll take my 25, and appreciate the years.
Period. And that comes with loving and respecting
and
your
maturity.
mate.
Well, it's more respect. Love is fickle.
Love is very fickle.
And I'll probably say it about 4 or 5 times today. It's 2025. You know what I'm saying? 2025 love ain't like, you know what I'm saying, 1970 something love.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. So it's fickle. And a lot of people, they fall into love and it's not even love. They just didn't wait on it.
Hey, bro, you could have just looked at me when you told me that, because you talking about me now, for real.
You know your business.
They just didn't wait on it. So at the end of the day, I heard something that I completely agree with. I've actually said to a few people, marriage, I wouldn't call it a business, but it is a partnership.
It is a partnership.
You know what I'm saying? If you go into a partnership business, that partner might start another business.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, man!
That you're not a part of. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that you get any of that other business. You kind of feel what I'm saying? You got to look at marriage the same way.
Yeah.
So you know, if I came up on anything, there's something that Crystal was gonna have to handle. Even if I was coming up on a business that she didn't have her hands on.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? We got 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? I gotta eat when I come home. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have a vehicle that her name's not on. You know what I'm saying? So I built her credit along with mine because our 2 incomes, you know what I'm saying, make it easier for me to do things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And for me to do things for her. So as far as hands-on support, I hear y'all, but there are other types of support that you have to have respect for, even if the love isn't there, because love and respect do not coincide.
They do. Man, clock that. Look, clock that.
Let me jump in real quick when we talking about the prenups.
Yes.
Definitely I'll sign. I wish we could do it just not even just with nuptials, but then even in relationships, because we sometimes build up these people and then Ike Turner said, "You gonna leave me like all the other suckers I made famous?" And that's what happens sometimes where you have, and honestly, I'm speaking from experience, so I can talk about that. I've been in relationships with people that I've laid a very solid platform for, a solid foundation for, and they still building on it now, and I'm nowhere in the picture. I don't reap any of the benefits of my hard labor. So yeah, I definitely am for prenups. I was one who used to, I know Sunshine said it earlier, married for love or get into relationships for love. Dating someone and was told one time, can I cuss? It's like fuck love. Love don't mean shit. And I was so offended because I was one of those people who love was everything to me. Love was everything. But now when I think about it, love is just a little piece of the puzzle, a little tiny piece of the puzzle for me now knowing being someone who love was the end all be all to now know you need respect, you need hell
Yes.
hard work, dedication from both parties, all of that. And so like, bro, it ain't fuck love, but it's just like love ain't what I thought love was. And he said something earlier about 1970s love. I don't even think honestly, because some of the couples I know, I don't even think that's not what I would say love was either. I just think that they couldn't go anywhere. They were
stuck.
grandmama wasn't working, she was taking care of the house, so granddaddy was doing that, so she couldn't go, and vice versa. Like maybe she was taking her and he couldn't do certain things. I just think sometimes they were together, a partnership. They just had to make it work, and we don't know how to make things work anymore.
That's true.
First, let me say this haircut, AJ.
Oh no! Don't
This joint
juice
is
me up now. Shout out
over
to my
here
boy
like-
Gino. Y'all, I ain't even said nothing, but today my birthday, so I had to come and
Happy
be here on my birthday. Bring it back home where it all started at.
And the haircut is
And
cut.
that's just the icing on the
herring.
cake.
The haircut is herring right now.
You
So
stupid.
happy birthday, AJ.
Appreciate it.
Okay. I will say I have met two people, and I'm not going to say the names. I have met two people who have literally shown and taught me the definition of what love and unconditional love is. And they are both married. One is a male, one is a female. And the things that they are going through within their marriage, and they're not married to each other. Let me put that out there too.
Mhm.
The things that they're going on and going through within their marriage, and they don't leave when in 2025 it's so easy to just leave. And they're like, nope, I made a commitment and I want to stick with this commitment and I'm going to stick with it and do what I need to do no matter what. I'm like, that is the definition of what marriage is. Again, I'm divorced twice. I'll leave your ass.
And can we even talk about that? Because in relationships for me, it's hard to leave. Is it? Because you just like I'll leave your ass.
It's hard. It's hard for me to leave. So I'll say I was in my first one. Granted, I love him like a friend. I was unhappy for 6 years before I finally left. Right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I stayed mainly because I'm like, this man did nothing wrong to me. He has to do something for me to leave. Like, you don't just leave a marriage and they didn't cheat on you. They don't have like, some bad habit they got to kick or they beating you up. I'm like, he's not doing any of these things, so I can't leave. Like, there's no reason for me to leave. People leave for way worse. I felt like I had to leave for a specific reason. We just were two completely different people trying to make it work, and I just felt like there was no love within it. The friendship, the love that I get from him now is what I was getting while we were married. And here we are 20 years later. That's still a person that I would call to talk to. The same way I would while we were together. The only difference is we're not sleeping together.
Gotcha.
Everything else that we were doing is exactly the same now. So that's why I was like, maybe God put him in position for him to for us to have each other's kids. Because I don't have kids with anybody else, and neither does he. Well, he does have a son. But it's through love. He took on a child when he was 2. And he's been his child ever since. That just goes to show the character of who he is.
He wasn't 2, the child was 2.
Of course. How he gonna be 2? You don't even need to explain that.
I got to comment on the talking about the.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
And then the second one, we were married for 8 years, and I kid you not, I regretted that a month into being married. And he knows that. But I tried to make it work for the entire 8 years that we were together.
Hey.
So it's not easy for me to leave, but I do have a breaking point. I don't have a unconditional love button for a mate the way that I have for my kids.
I get that.
I met 2 people that I feel like have an unconditional love button. And like I said, they're not married to each other. So I'm like, I wish I could be more like that. Like, no matter what happens, I'm not going to leave this marriage unless you force me out. I'm not leaving it. You're going to have to do something that's drastically kicking me all the way out the door for me to leave. I want to be like that before I ever get married again. That's the point.
That takes a lot of strength. I can vouch for that. The one main thing that a lot of people won't say that you learn in a marriage is People aren't perfect.
Hmm.
That's going to be the number one thing that you learn in a marriage. People are human, and humans are imperfect, and you have to be able to see that in the mirror
Yeah.
and see that with the person that you're with. So you don't last at all if that's not the case.
And I do believe that we most times enter relationships even before the marriage, and that's sometimes why the marriages don't work.
Mm.
It, we've we show people what we think they want to see,
Uh,
and
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
was actually I've been in a situation where I fell for a representative, and the representative and who the actual person was two totally different people.
that's right.
Same.
And I actually remember, and I'll be honest, we've had this discussion. I'm very trans. It was when I was married, and when I voiced someone time, she said, "I think you were disappointed when you met the real me," or something like. But I would have never been disappointed in meeting the real you had you showed me the
The
real
real,
you
yeah,
Up
in the
front.
beginning.
absolutely,
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. People can wear masks for a very,
Whew.
very long time, and I know if you had parents like mine, you don't shack up. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be sleeping with them, might as well go ahead and be with them,
yep.
stuff like that. But you know what? Wait on.
Wait on it.
I'll even say this right here. You know what? Shack up.
I want you to.
Out. Yeah.
We didn't
Shack up.
we didn't move into after we were married for similar reasons. Yeah,
Right.
live because you got to see you. I want to see
All
you
seasons,
in
every
all
day.
seasons. And
Mhm.
we got married on that Saturday. We moved in together on that Monday. Like had spent very little time together. We were in two different states.
Right.
It was two strangers just coming together, and it didn't go well. 4 months in, you said you were 1 month in, and one, yeah, 4 months in, I asked for a divorce, like real, like, and she was like, "No, I'm gonna fight for this. Oh, it's growing pains, or whatever, whatever." But 4 months in, I knew that this ain't what I signed up for.
No, cause I want to know if you pee in the pool.
Mhm. Yes. No,
You,
seriously.
you,
I
you know
want to
what I'm
know
saying?
everything I need to know.
You know what I'm saying? I want to know all of that stuff that, you know what I'm saying, when I live with you and you finally get comfortable with me, you know what I'm saying? If you clipping your toenails and you putting them in the kitchen
Mm.
sink, we got a
Yeah,
problem.
we got it. Listen,
Question.
because no, because one of my pet peeves, I don't like for people to wash their hair in the sink in the
The
kitchen.
kitchen.
And
Don't
every
Mm.
time, boy, it was
Okay.
like I was about to like, because I'm gonna clean
So
my
if I
greens in
ever
that
marry
sink later on.
AJ, I
you feel
can't
what
wash
I'm
my hair in the sink because I don't
saying? You
want
know
you
what
to
I'm
do
saying?
that in the shower. Because I feel like it's gonna drain up the drain in the shower, and I don't want hair all over the
They'll get you
place.
some
And I'm
Drano,
like,
get
I
you one
don't
of them
want
little
stuff
things
on the
that
little. Yeah, use a caddy. Put all that stuff. I don't want it on the shelves. I
Yep.
just want it
and I'm
clean.
gonna put mine on the shelf
See,
every time. Let me tell you,
you gotta live together.
even
Gotta
if
live
it's a
together.
caddy right
Gotta
there,
live
if it's
together.
a caddy right there, look, I'm still gonna set it on the. I don't know why.
And it's just gonna be dirty when you pick it up and it had the little
It
ring.
does have the little
Oh, it
ring,
drives me
and I
insane.
hate the ring, but I'm gonna set it right there anyway.
Yeah,
No, hilarious. It was something you said, and I was like, dang, if I don't get it out. So that y'all gonna learn this with me on my show. If I don't say something right then, the thought is gone. It's out in La La Land.
I'm sorry.
I don't. It was something you said prior to you making your point, and I literally
people
had
wear
something.
masks.
People wear masks. Yeah,
Was
it'll
that
come.
it?
Maybe it'll come back to
It might
me.
come back.
But now to ask you all,
Mm.
we were speaking on post nups. Would you do a post nup if you go in and you're like, I don't care about signing a prenup. You have total control of what's going on. So in your mind, let's go back to that first.
Mm.
Scratch post note
hmm
because you don't even care about a clause. So going into a marriage with you, you're not even caring if because she has everything that if she decides to leave, she'll take everything. You don't care about that. You're going to in a marriage,
No, I'm a man.
you're gonna always get it again.
You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to go out there and take care of myself. If
Okay.
I go out there and I don't have anybody to take care of but myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't make it, something ain't right. I didn't deserve to take it from a woman.
Mm. So you're seeing it as you'll be taken from her instead of this was the lifestyle that y'all had, and she decided she wanted to leave, which uproots and changes your lifestyle.
My mentality going into a marriage is not for that woman to have to support me
Gotcha.
or or make my
Where y'all
livelihood.
at? Where the single ones like dream at?
Or make my livelihood. You know, I said,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, if I won the lottery and I was like, you know what, I got this money now, you know what I'm saying, I'm tired of, you know what I'm saying, the noise you make when you clear your throat. I'm finna I'm finna go ahead and dip. But you know what? Here go half because you know what I'm saying. I'm appreciative of what we had so far.
Yeah.
If she won the lottery
Hmm.
and she dealt with all of it, I'm good.
You good because you know you're gonna go out there and get it.
I'm
Hey,
a
I'm
whole
gonna
man.
just tell you, you're a better
Okay.
man than me. So I'm gonna just let
I ain't even a man, and you a
cause
better man than me.
cause like if I win the lottery, like and you try to leave me after I won the lottery just because you won't have. I promise I got 4 cousins that gonna be waiting on you outside because you ain't taking my money, bro. But no, I do. I think that when posting up is fine. Sunshine again made a point like Quinta B when she brought up like I did the work, I did this. My boy Dream made a point when he was like, "Oh, they may not have been in there with me, but they could have been supporting in some other type of way."
Right.
I feel that if it's that important to you, then because again, I always went for love and I always tried to fight for what I believed in. So sign it, and I'll step back and allow you to do whatever you want to do. And if there is a dissolution of the relationship, then you get your stuff and you go on, and I won't bother you, you won't bother me. However, I do feel that there should be some type of clause in play, just and I guess that just like a prenup, it be some type of clause that's gonna say like he did this, did that, and he is entitled to 10% or whatever. Like, because I don't see, especially me being me, I can only speak for me. I can't see me being in a relationship where I ain't pouring into what you're building.
Exactly.
And so, like, I do think there should be some fairness in play, just because.
And I'm glad you said it like that because right now the only thing that either any of us can speak on is our experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? And from my experience, my marriage, everything that we've been through, everything that we've overcome, all the obstacles, mountains, valleys, all of that. Um, she deserves it. I mean, she does. I've had my low points, and she grabbed me by the hand and pulled me out. She's had her low points, and I've had to be patient.
Mhm.
And we've
Yeah.
spent we when you talk about over 20 years, you can't just call it history. You know what I'm saying? It's archives.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So with my experience, that's the only thing that I can speak from. And the 20-year-old me, I might say, hold on, don't get married yet, but I'll give you some advice leading up to, you know what I'm saying, some things that you can actually avoid. But when you're young, like you said, all you feel is the love.
Yep.
You
That's
know what
all
I'm
you
saying?
know.
And
You
don't
don't
let
know
them be
nothing
hitting that
else.
spot right. Then you know what I'm saying?
And you
You're like,
think that's love.
oh man,
Yep.
I ain't letting them go nowhere.
Nowhere here,
You hear
bro.
me? And then when you get 40, you be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it hit right, but so
What else?
you know what I'm saying? What else you bringing to
Yeah.
the table?
What else?
Yeah.
So
And that's where I am now. 37, not quite 40, but love ain't enough.
it's not.
Like when you were in college and everybody was going to each other dorm room and that's bay and y'all walking, yeah, that's all y'all had. But now, like, what about the stability? What about this? And it came all at once. Like having a conversation with some friends and everybody was like saying what their non-negotiables were, and I'm sitting there like, oh, I ain't like, or I never thought of any of this stuff.
Right,
Only
right.
because, like, again, it was just love. But like, if if I'm unable to do anything, love, whatever, can you still sustain the household and stuff like that? You got to think about stuff like that.
That's right.
Male or female, you got to. That's why, like you said, that your next marriage probably wouldn't be for love. I don't think I want mine to be just because, but I don't think mine would be
Yeah.
either.
I mean, if you've done it already and you've grown and you learn what your negatives were in the play of the divorce, because I don't think a lot of people take accountability on their part.
Oh, that's
Like,
most people.
yeah. So I got cheated on, and I could literally go through life like, oh my gosh, he cheated on me. He cheated on me. Blah blah blah. What was I doing or not doing to cause that?
Hmm.
And sometimes people just cheat because they cheat. But
There you
Yeah.
go.
if they don't come in the door cheating on day one, then obviously something changed to make them want to be faithful. At least something could have changed within that dynamic between the two people to make them go back to who they initially was. Because I don't believe once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't
No,
believe once a beater, always a beater.
no, because what I did with you may have brought out something in me that they can't
Exactly.
like.
Or it just time changes
Toxicity or a peacefulness. It depends on who you with.
in counseling.
You remember we talked about this before. Different people, they could all date. I'm one person, but they all dated a different version of me based
Yep.
on things that they had. So
People are
yeah,
getting a completely
yeah.
different version of me of what somebody in my past would say.
Mm-hmm.
Even someone that I was like thinking I wanted to marry since I did all the work. Now I'm looking back, and they're not a bad person. They're just literally not my type now.
Yeah. If you talk to the person that I dated in college, 20, 21-year-old me, any of the people that are around me, they'll probably tell you relationally I was a hothead. But now you got this real chill unk right here. Just like I'm different.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna respectfully agree to disagree. I feel like people have to lose something to change. You know what I'm saying? If a cheater
Okay.
loses somebody who he really loves,
Mhm.
okay, all right, the next person he might not cheat. Once a beater, always a beater. I kind of believe that because people have tempers. If you are able to allow yourself to hit a female,
Mhm.
that's a red flag for any female. That's me, y'all.
Yeah.
That's me. But a cheater, they would have to lose somebody. They would have to love somebody. Just because you love somebody does not mean that you won't cheat.
Right.
Let me go ahead
No,
and put
that's
that out there.
definitely true. And that's why for me, cheating ain't even really a deal breaker.
For me,
Yes and no. Yes and no.
I got limits to mine.
Right. Because I mean,
Depends on if you can handle the consequence.
You cheat back.
No, you're laughing. I cheat back. So just let me look at every camera.
Hey, dummy,
I'm not gonna say that cheating is not my deal breaker, and they be like, "Ooh, KELZ is cool." No.
No, you gotta understand.
That just means I'm gonna flip
You
the
gotta-
mirror on you.
Yeah,
Right.
You got to watch mine on Twitter.
And a lot of people can't handle that, and will deal.
Men cannot handle that.
But I will say that people who have these glaring, these characteristic flaws, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, like cheating and beating and the lashing out when their feelings are hurt, just stuff like that.
Mhm.
They have to lose something to learn that lesson, because as long as there is somebody who is going to accept that behavior, they will continue to do it because they can do it and not be alone because somebody will accept it.
And to add to that, when you say lose somebody, that don't mean for a time period and then you take them back.
No.
That means
No.
that person is not coming back at all
Yeah.
ever again.
Ever.
You have
Right.
to absolutely lose. Someone else told me that too. And I was like, so do you mean like take time apart, like,
No.
make them suffer? He was like, you literally
No, you
cannot
can't end up
ever
going
go
back.
back to that person. That's how you lose somebody and gain from that, or learn from that, I should say.
Yeah, they have to lose it. It has to be permanent, and the person that they grow for can never be you. Because if you let them back, they got away with it.
Yep. And I am a
I
walking
agree.
testimony to that.
I
Even
heard
time,
somebody.
time apart,
Yeah.
a whole year apart, and then go back. They change in a different way, but then it's like a new situation because now you view me differently.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I don't have she gonna take me back. It might take a while. I might have to fight a little longer the second time, but I know she gonna be right back.
Yeah, because once they push that boundary, they're gonna keep on.
They gonna
Ain't no
keep
boundary no
the-
more.
There's no
Ooh,
boundary.
and it
Yep.
will. They will
Yep.
drag you through the mud. The respect that's the thing. They lose respect for you when you
Absolutely.
take them back. That was one thing I literally learned.
Yeah.
And if I go back, I don't respect you because that's gonna still play in my mind what you did before.
Do I even
regardless
respect
of-
me? Because I allow you to do this.
Yeah, that part. Just respect lost all across the
All
board.
across.
Ain't no respect, me.
Ain't no respect. And now we got to do a prenup.
Because you know it ain't gonna last.
So we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna ask the men, AJ and Dream, what is the true benefit of marriage for a man? We'll be right back. Lick Show.
Every day is a new choice. We make our beds and we lie in them. Who do you want to lay down with? Choose wisely. Met you on Friday, picked you up on Saturday. Sunday night you calling me over and over and over again, telling me that you're ready to rock me steady, rock steady. I got you so addicted, I should've never let you taste my love. When I told you that my heart wasn't there, I handle business on the weekday, but you can have me on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to leave. Take it from me, from me, from me. Take it from me, from me, from me. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to leave. Take it from me, from me, from me. Gonna be hard. Take it from me, from me, from me. Oh. Damn right, I wanna see you again, but I'm not ready for no love affair. And still you ask me what is happening, when I told you that my heart wasn't there. I handle business on the weekday, but you can have me on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to wait. Take it from me, baby. Take it from me, take it from me, baby. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to leave. Don't wanna leave me alone. From me, from me. Take it from me, from me, from me. Oh.
Show y'all. So if you missed the whole first hour of the show, we were talking about prenups. You meet your soulmate, and they're like, the only way that I'm going to marry you, as much as I love you, but I have too much to lose, is to sign a prenup. Would you sign it? And I think every single person in the room, including Sunshine back there, agreed that you would sign a prenup. And 3 out of the 4 said they would do a postnup. You wouldn't even do a postnup, though.
No, not in my situation.
Not in your situation. And I love the fact that Dream said it doesn't matter what a woman has going on, high, low. He wouldn't want to take a single thing from that relationship. Let her have it, because he's a man. He's going to build, and he doesn't. Well, he doesn't have it set up to where a woman is going to be having to. You're saying contribute to the relationship,
No,
not relationship. Financially.
It's not contribute. It's just my livelihood wouldn't be based on someone else. So that someone else would include whoever I'm in a relationship with.
And you're talking about financially. It
Financially.
doesn't include them financially.
That's correct.
Okay. So we're all in agreement that we would not be opposed to a prenup. Now, with that being said, it might change your answer a little bit, though. Let's take away the thought of just prenuptial agreements. I have been talking to a lot of men that are 30 plus, whether they are divorced or have never been married, don't really see the benefit of marriage because they are men. This is what they say. Men now know how to cook. They know how to clean. They can get sex from anywhere. They make money. They don't see what the point of a marriage is, at least in 2025. Well, in you guys' opinion, for a man, speaking from a man's point of view, what's the benefit for marriage for a man? Because for a woman, we get the protector, we get the provider, we get the financial gain. What is it for a man? And I'm gonna sit back.
You want it first, or you want me?
You can go. But when she said I'm sitting back, I was like, "No, you been a nigga this whole time. Speak up,
bruh." When the man speak, I shut up.
Turning 65. Turning 65.
Retiring.
Turning 65. Reaching 65 years old of age. That is the benefit of marriage for a man.
Okay, let me get on live. Hold on, because I wasn't ready.
Like the lifespan, life expectancy is.
Men.
Yeah, break that down.
Married men do live longer, but turning 65, companionship, if you are not married, is extremely expensive.
Okay.
You feel me? So I'm not saying that you can't get companionship, but you should at that age at that point. you got to pay for that. You
And if
feel what
you
I'm saying?
looking 65 plus, it's gonna be even harder to even be a sugar daddy.
Listen,
Now, I'm not even saying that marriage is not expensive, but at least they with you. You know what I mean?
nah, I
You
do
you
that.
you don't have to, if you marry, right? You don't have to worry about companionship. You don't have to worry about your pillow talk. You know what I'm saying? Going public. You don't have to um you don't have to worry about who am I going to talk to if you marry, right? You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You don't have to worry about, you know what? It's cold. I ain't got no booty to pull up on. You know what I'm saying? My spoonage is short right now. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody, even if manhood has said, you know what, I'm out, and you're not performing like you were. You got somebody to cuddle with.
Hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So I must say, turning 65.
Okay. Prior to, because if somebody in their 30s, they got a
I was about to
long
say that.
way
I like,
to
bro, I ain't even
go.
65 yet, but I
You
think
ain't even 40.
the companionship part is. But honestly, do you don't really got to be married to do that anymore. But
You,
like the companionship or the security of knowing that you have somebody.
mhm,
Um, I think women's security may be a little different than what men. They
mhm,
for the financial gain or protection, but we want that emotional support too. We want
absolutely.
somebody to call our own, and
Yeah.
I think that that's one of the things that one of the benefits of being married when you're talking about what you bring to the table. I was joking when I said it, but I kind of, I like to pop my stuff sometimes. Like, nigga, I am the table. I'm the house that the table in. You know what I mean? So, like, I just think that, again, coming with age, if you are secure, if you have a solid foundation as a man, I think the benefit is would be just her being there because in a don't cuss me, women, but in a sense, not necessarily. I don't need you to help me with anything. I just need you to be here for me. Be like, just be here
Mhm,
with, just be here. And I
Mhm.
think a lot of people don't understand that sometimes you're not always needed, you're wanted.
mhm.
And I would prefer to be wanted and not needed than to be needed and I'm around just to pay a bill or something like that and you don't even want me.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think the companionship plays a big role in there for me.
Loneliness is detrimental to your health. Um, one of the things, and I know this goes outside the box, but I'm gonna come right back.
No,
I
you
promise.
good, bro.
One of the things that we deal with as a culture is, you know, what I'm saying, not owning up to being depressed. Depression is you
Yes,
know, what I'm
sir.
saying, is not a small thing, and we have a whole lot of stuff that we have to deal with that puts us in that state. When you talk about Black culture, so to have somebody to walk through those challenges with you, there's a huge value to that that people don't take into account. So I mean, just having someone with you, just, you know what, as a woman, I'm gonna let you know we feel like this too. So having somebody to say, you know what, that mine right there.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That's me right there. That is very very big for a man who actually values marriage.
And just to, I literally have this in my story right now. So somebody was doing a podcast, and the guy said something about um being property, and the woman was like, "I'm nobody's property." And so he was like, "What man will ever die for, take care of, provide, and protect of something that he doesn't
That
um
ain't his.
that
That
isn't
he
his,
doesn't
that
take
it
ownership
doesn't
of.
belong to him, is not property to him?"
That's right.
And she couldn't answer it.
What it's not. She was looking at it wrong.
She was looking, and I think a lot of women, they look at submission a
Mm,
different way. They look at the word property a certain way,
mm,
because women in the comments were like, "That's a slave." If somebody calls me their property, I don't look at it as slave. I look at it as what you said.
yeah,
You belong to me, and I belong to you.
that's right.
Because I always say there's certain things I'm not going to do for a man that doesn't belong to me. I always say that. I just don't use the word property, but I always use the
Hmm.
word belong. If he
Which
don't
is
belong
your
to me,
property. Yeah.
exactly. If he doesn't
Yeah.
belong to me, then it's certain things I'm just not willing to do or not do.
Yeah, she was toxic.
And can I add to the want versus need? I actually see it completely different.
Oh, for real?
So I always say I need a man. I just right now don't want one. Like, I'm always going to need a man because I feel like the dynamic of life has to be man and woman.
You
So I
actually
need a
agreeing with me
man.
though, because you're one, and not no shade, but you're a
Hmm.
woman. I was saying from a man, you gonna
Gotcha.
need, but I'm never going to need.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I see that. And then people say that all the time. Women be like, I don't need a man.
Yeah, you do.
I feel like every single person needs the whoever they're attracted to. I won't say the opposite sex because there are a lot of people that like the same sex. Whatever it is you're attracted to, I feel
Or
like
both.
to equal that dynamic because the scales tip by yourself. You can do some things by yourself, but you get through anything with a
With a
team.
team of
Yeah,
people. And I
Yeah.
think
absolutely.
So
community is neat. Even if honestly, like even if it ain't just if it's not a marriage, I think partnerships in general are very important. Community is important,
mhm.
but specifically, we need those intimate spaces where I can just have a bad day and just want to come and not even say nothing, but lay my head in your lap and you just be there. Just being there mean a whole lot. But then again, my knowing my love languages and how I receive love, that plays a part in that as well.
That is why I will always say I need my wife. Need. Now, sometimes I don't want to ask no.
That's
You
fair.
know what I'm saying?
That's
You know
fair
what
than a
I'm saying?
mug.
And I want to kick her ass down the stairs. You know what I'm saying? But I need my wife. My love language is geared towards my wife. I would say a woman, but I've been married, almost 23 years. I, I'll go ahead and put that out there, and she probably watch it. So I need my wife, and a lot of times I don't even think she believes it because I'm not an easy person. You know, what I'm saying? I know what I want. Everything I do and say is with intent. It's intentional. I don't do anything just because that's I feel like just because is what gets people in trouble. That's just me.
Mhm.
She knows if I do something and it pisses her off, I probably meant to do that shit. But the thing is, there's a lesson to be learned.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's not a child. I don't treat her like a child. I don't think I think she's very smart. I just think she's stubborn as hell. And sometimes she has to actually experience what I'm telling her for her to understand the other side of it. I'm one of those people, you know what? I'll try on somebody else's shoe before they even tell me, walk in my shoes. I'll try it
I've
on.
already done it.
I'll see what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And try to consider it before I'm told. But if I'm trying to tell her something and she's not getting it, she has to feel the other side of it for her to go, oh, okay,
Mm.
I got you. So yeah,
And to throw that out there, he kind of did that to me too with friendship.
don't do that.
And I love having strong minded self aware people around me because I learned so much about me when I'm not around yes men.
Mm.
And growing up, I've had so many yes men, or because I had an attitude problem. We're not gonna say certain things to Kels because she gonna trip,
Mm.
or we're not gonna say certain things to Kels because she's gonna judge it. Where I had someone to say like, I don't talk to you because you judge me. Oh, well, let me correct that. Um, I had a guy that I was talking to, and I'm like, if you don't do X, Y, Z, then you can't deal with me. And he was like, I'm not your child. If you want to date me, allow me, give me time to do that. You can't rush me. Can't nobody move me. And I was pissed because it wasn't going the way that I wanted to go. And I was like, you know what? This is a season where I need to learn. This man is a grown ass man, and he makes the decisions that he wants on his time. And if you, Kels, want to deal with him, you going to have to slow down. I don't even remember what our issue was, but we didn't talk for like what, a month.
What under the
We had to
thumb.
work together and everything, and
Yep.
it's like, hey, hugs and all that, and we
Mhm.
weren't talking. And while I'm thinking we're not talking because I'm mad at him, I had no clue that he was mad at me
Mad at-
and was trying to show me you can't just talk to me any kind of way, or you can't just assume something without coming to me and having a conversation. Because I told him what I felt without asking the situation first. And so we just didn't talk, and I didn't understand what was going on. We
You,
had a talk. We was both all teary eyed, and we've been good ever since. He does that, and
I
I
want to get into it
appreciate
with you
people
now.
like that.
Like we ain't never had no beef. Now I feel
We've
left
never had a
out.
beef,
I want to get, and I ain't even no yes man.
right?
But
And don't lose your thought. Don't lose your thought, because that goes to somebody that I was dating before. And I was like, what are 3 things about me that you don't like? And he was like, I can't think of anything. I said, we haven't gone deep enough then.
Mm.
Because there has to be something
because
about
you
me
don't
that you
like
don't like.
everything about yeah.
You cannot get in a relationship. I was like, I literally cannot get in a relationship with you without you telling me something negative that you feel that I need to work on. Because then it's just fluff. And then when we get in a relationship, certain things are going to bother you. And I'm going to think, we were great when we got together, and now you
Mhm.
tripping and you've
Yep.
changed. He sat within himself, and the 3 things that he told me, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to change those.
Mm.
But I had to work on those. And so again, I like having strong-minded people that allow you to make you respect them if you want to be respected. So yeah, when you said you were teaching her and she's not a child, I hope people understand what you meant by that.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
She's dying to
I
say
don't want
something.
to. I don't. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead,
Go
Dre.
ahead.
Hold on, and
Go
then
ahead.
she can go. Finish it up.
I never want to. I never want anybody to feel like I'm treating them like they don't know better.
Hmm.
No, it's just that we've had the conversation.
Hmm.
We've had the conversation multiple times, but you have not gotten it yet.
Mhm.
So now, because I still want to keep you as a friend, because anybody could be on some petty shit,
Right.
but I'm not a petty person. But I have to let you know that I am not going to be treated a certain way, even if I have to just hold up a mirror to you.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's all
and
it is.
I agree. Like, and that goes back to somebody said earlier, like teaching somebody how to treat you or something like that. Yeah, that's definitely like, oh, I know that if I do this, then this will happen. So like,
Right.
yeah, let me move accordingly. I like that actually because I'm one of the ones who really didn't have no boundaries in relationships. So like, it was like whatever, and okay, come back home when you're done type
Mm.
stuff.
Yep.
But
Right, right, right.
yeah,
So yeah, from that I learned. Let me pick that person's brain as to whatever the situation is. Let me find out why that happened the way they did
yeah,
before I give my opinion on how it hurt me. Instead of you did such and such and such and such, and then that person's like, "Well, damn, I didn't even know you thought like that because I was just thinking X, Y, Z."
because
So
we're
find out
selfish
first.
and we don't
Yeah,
even know that we're selfish. But the
I
only
do that
thing
with
we can, yeah,
everybody
we
now.
can just see how it affects us and how it makes us feel.
Yep,
Absolutely.
Yep.
yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, sunshine. She was like, "Ooh, me, me." And again,
So
if you're just tuned in, you're listening to the Lick Show, and we are talking about the benefits of marriage for men. Like, why do you do it? But we were talking about some other things in between. What are you talking about, sunshine?
So I think sometimes in relationships that people or men in general find that a woman is not being submissive or she's hard-headed when she doesn't listen to what you're telling her to do. And she just might be the type of person that needs to have the experience herself. You know what I mean? Like everybody is not the same. Just because you give me your opinion and tell me what you were going to do, if I decide that that's not the path that I want to take, just because you're my man, that don't mean I have to listen to you, or that doesn't mean that I like sometimes I feel like that's the same thing with the May December romances. You have this older man who's like, I've already been through all of this, I've already done this. And then you have this younger woman, and he's like, I just told you what to do, and you didn't listen to me. And it's like, but you removed her from that learning experience. So if she comes across it again, she doesn't have to revert to you telling her what to do. She has a mind of her own.
To
And
know
I
not to
think
do.
sometimes it's taken as, like I said, you don't listen to me, or it's taken as, you're not submissive. I told you what to do, just do what I told you to do. But I'm a whole damn adult. I'm a whole damn human. I've got to live this life too. And so you telling me what to do, I want your opinion. I want your advice. I don't need a parent to tell me and then to treat me like I'm a insolent child, or I'm a defiant child because I didn't choose the path that you made out for me just because you feel like you know better.
So, do you think
Mm.
that comes with age, with dating older or dating younger, or do you just think there's just people across the board?
I
I'm sorry.
I think that's people under, like how we keep talking about love languages
Mhm.
and we talk about apology languages and everything else. I think that's a person understanding who they are within themselves and being able to articulate that to a person who can understand.
No, he's
Be-
asking, is it a age thing though, or
no,
just general?
I
Just a
think it's
general.
a, you know who you are.
Okay.
I like, okay, put it like this. If I was that way with my parent, you it would be a different situation, but it's still the same person. You know what I mean? Like as a parent, you'd be like, "Oh, you're disobedient." But no, you can't just tell me what to do. I've got to learn the lesson.
Mhm.
And some people see that as a negative, like I shouldn't have to you shouldn't have I should just be able to tell you and you do it. Well, no, I'm not that type of person. Just like you can't just say I'm sorry and I accept it. You got to do something. You got to give me a gift for me to believe you sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Or, or you
Yeah, I need
can't just
change
hug
behavior.
me and I know you love me. Like you got to be all up in my ear and tell me I love you for me to, I'm
Yeah,
and
different
this is
people.
coming from personal because this is that was kind of triggering for me. Like not in a positive way. Okay, it was triggering in a positive way because I am that person who gets told, you don't listen, you think you know everything, you an adult, you just gonna do what you want to do. Bitch, this my motherfucking life.
Excuse
Even
her,
I'm sorry, but that's exactly how you feel in that moment. Even though I'm walking this path with you, even though I'm your spouse, this is still my life. I still have to make a decision for me. I'd have to include you in that decision. I have to keep your opinions and your thoughts with it, but this still my life. And you mad at me because I made a decision based upon everything that I've ever experienced and encountered and what I came up to the conclusion today.
Yeah.
But what about giving up the I for us and not? I don't know your situation in general, but when it's like I did this for me, I had to do this for me. But what about us?
Not
If it's I,
Hold on, let him
you
let
are
him say.
still included in us. Just because I'm saying I don't mean I don't have you at my. If you are a part of me, how can I not? How can
Then
it not
I
be
am
us?
I. Yeah, we
You
are I. We are. Okay.
You are I. You are I.
You are I.
Yeah.
If I said you're hearing me say I, but when I said I, you were holding my hand.
We can't hear you, Sunshine.
We
You're
won.
already a part of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you are I.
Yeah.
If I'm holding your hand and I'm making a decision, I'm expecting you to come with me. So I wasn't making this decision just because I said I and just because you heard I
It's
didn't
still
mean
for
I was
us.
just thinking with I.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could have been all of us, right? Like I'm gonna buy me a pair of Jordans, but you still got some on your feet.
I'm gonna get you some shoes.
I'm gonna get you some shoes too. Like, stop playing with me. Just because I
Yeah.
was like, these Jordans, I don't feel like buying these Jordans. They expensive, but when I bought them, I bought 2 pair.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
So that reaction. No, you're fine. That reaction is gonna make me add some context. So um, I'm not that hard of a person to say, do this, do it this way, my way or the highway. I'm not that person. As a matter of fact, um, if it doesn't cause detriment to me or us, then I will allow that lesson to be learned. But where I'm coming from is the 20 some odd years that I have with my wife for things that I will say, hey, remember what happened last time? This is why you can't do this. And we're trying to do this. And if you do what you did the last time, that same thing that happened last time is going to happen this time. And then she does it anyway. And that same thing that happened last time happened this
Mm-hmm.
time. So that the context I have to give is that experience of I'm gonna let you see what happens has already happened, but that lesson didn't stick. So then I have to go, nah, bro, turn the mirror and be like, okay, you see where that was detrimental to you? That is why what you doing it is detrimental to me. And if it's detrimental to either one of us, it's detrimental to both of us. So just to put that in context.
Yeah.
I can respect that. If you bump in your head multiple times, you need some help.
You
Gonna
need,
need a
you
helmet.
definitely need
Absolutely. Like, you know what I'm saying?
special helmet.
Yeah, right.
But
No,
you know,
that's the
absolutely.
thing,
as
Absolutely.
in
too.
relationships though, we try to save you from the pain that the head bump gonna cause. So it's kind of like I am fighting. I'm fighting. It's a fight within me. Like if I'm trying to protect you from this because I see the outcome, it's painful for us to watch you hurt as well. Because when you hurt yourself, you are still hurting me.
Yeah.
But oh God. I can't even add to it. Yeah, bro.
Can I give? I want to give an example too, especially from Dream.
Oh, here we go.
There was somebody that I spent a lot of time with, and I learned this too. And this is why I slow down with dating and getting in relationships because I am the relationship queen. I'm always in a relationship. I'm always goddamn engaged. I'm always married. So it was somebody that I was spending a lot of time with, and I started developing feelings. So I talked to my boy Dream about it. And Dream was like, what do you like about him? So I'm telling him certain things I like. And he's just like, that don't even seem like your type. He didn't tell me that initially, but that's where he was going with it. So he was like, you know what? Distance yourself from him a little bit. Give it a few days, give it a week. And if you still want to pursue, he was like, you got my blessing. Pursue it. I did that. So I stopped talking to the guy for like 2 or 3 days. And we would talk like throughout the day, of course. But then it wasn't as much as it used to be. And literally those feelings that I thought were developing went away instantly. And I was just like, oh, it's because we were spending so
'Cause
much time together.
because I was taught that friendships and relationships develop for a lot of things, but most times what the thing that make them develop is proximity because you're always with this person. Oh,
He said that.
oh, look at me.
He said, he literally is like,
Yeah.
anybody say, go ahead.
So this is the example that I use is, you know what I'm saying. I look at people and I go, well, you know, would you date somebody who works at McDonald's? And the
No,
person that I'm asking works
no.
at McDonald's. And they go, no, I would never date nobody that work at McDonald's. But then that fry cook back there,
And you started working there.
you working there,
Uh-huh.
that fry cook, he started looking like something. Cause you know what I'm saying, y'all work Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you know what I'm saying, he been sneaking you fries.
Ain't funny.
And then all of a sudden now you want to sneak him some fries.
Yeah.
You know what? Take Wednesday and Thursday off and and think about it for a week.
And go
And
in the city.
then when you go back, be like, dang man, dang, dude. You know what I'm saying? He work at McDonald's. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I got to throw a little personal stuff in there. That I normally only dated people who were entertainers or singers, pretty much, because that's all I was around.
right.
So I had kind of been. If you ask my friends what my type is, they're gonna say a singer. That's not necessarily my type of what I would go for, but it's just what's
What you're
around at the
used to.
time.
Absolutely.
So I was single for a minute, and then happened to run into somebody with the profession that I thought was out of my league because you ain't no singer. You're not an artist of any type. You're a lawyer now. So am I even worthy of a lawyer because you're not a struggling artist? Ooh, that was shade kind of, but dang,
That was
but that's the way it was.
Right.
And
my hat
so
on for
that
shade.
that was that was because of what I was around. And I think sometimes I'm be quiet, bro.
You get on the link show.
She messing, and yeah, but yeah, it's proximity. But you have to elevate yourself. You got to think highly of yourself too to know. Because it was me like, oh, I'm not worthy of this because no, you all good things. Yeah.
I think that's another issue. We our self awareness isn't where it needs to be before we jump into a relationship. We don't know who we are ourselves before we go, you know what, I'm gonna give myself to somebody else.
You
Quit
just
playing.
want the companionship. You don't
Yeah.
know. Like I can speak from experience. This past year, I've done things I never thought I would do, push my limits in so many ways. And it's all because I didn't have anybody else to carry with me. It was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and if I don't like it, then I don't like it. But at least I can say I tried, and then I know that I don't like, or I know that I do like. There are certain foods, honestly, that I ate constantly just because the significant other. That's all you wanted to eat. When honestly, if me by myself, I wouldn't even look at it.
Right.
Like, let me know what I like, and I enjoy now being me and finding out who and what I like and what I am and all of that because it was always in the best interest of somebody else, and I'm just sitting there going along with it.
Ooh, me too. I've learned over the year or two that I've been working on myself is not necessarily a certain type of person, but the level of persistence that a man gives me is typically who I end up with. If you keep coming at me and you keep trying and you're buying flowers, you're buying gifts, you're being supportive, you're showing up, you're pulling back if I say, and you're just always showing more than a person who is also interested, my mind and my eyes go to the one who I feel like, oh, he's the one doing all the work, he's trying the most, this is my person.
And
And I might not even like that person
Yeah.
for that person to even have to do all of that stuff.
I know you're not lying, and this is because I'm just thinking about the time that we've known each other. When you telling me about somebody, but he doing it, and so I'll get him there, you know. So I know
Yep.
you're not lying.
And
That's you.
and I don't even think about it. I don't think about me in the sense of when it comes to dating somebody, because I'm like, I never think when you get in a relationship with this person, what is it that you really like about this person other than how much they like you? So I'm like, now I have to make sure that I really, really like this person before I jump in a relationship with this person.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. That was just that's why that was my reaction, like a deep breath, because honestly, that's what attracts me or has attracted me, other than the physical, which is the first thing. But like, how much do you like me? oh, I'm a back off if I don't feel that you like me as much as or you. Dang.
And
So
I don't even want to
basically,
sound conceited, but people always say, I like who likes me. No, I want to make sure I like,
yeah.
I gotta like who likes
See,
me
I
as
was
far as
I,
the
I don't
opposite end.
I don't think y'all should disregard mutual interest because I think that's extremely important. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to pour yourself more into somebody who's not pouring as much into you.
Hmm.
But the thing is, you want to be careful of going, okay, this person is the one who does the most. The one who does the most has the ability to do the most. That doesn't mean that they care the most.
That's what I mean.
And
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. It's
Hmm.
like
Can-
it's like you
Hmm.
saying you have those friends and they around and you always have fun and they cool and everything, but then you know what I'm saying you really have value for that friend and be like, nah, bro, that ain't how we gonna you know what I'm saying conduct this friendship. Now you fuck with it or I'm sorry,
You can,
you get with it or you don't. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. Not only do I have respect for you, but I have respect enough for myself to go. You know what? If we're gonna be in this friendship, there's gonna be a two-way street, and this is how I need things to be. And you know what I'm saying. I'll make sure I respect yours too.
yeah.
mhm.
And let me just go with what you just said. You was like the person. Let's say because dang, you said the person who does the most has
Has the
they
ability.
had the
They have the
ability.
ability.
That it kind of depends on how you weigh the most. I'm gonna just I was dating the lad. I was trying to protect identities. I ain't lying to them, so they don't know. But I mean, y'all folks don't know. But anyway, I was dating a person, and I paid rent for a few months. I just paid rent for a few months.
Wow.
Literally all I had.
Mm.
We had an argument, and my finances came into play.
Mm.
And I said, I paid your rent.
Oh no.
No, listen. This
Okay.
is I had to make. I said because you're trying to tell me that I don't have this, I don't have that.
Right.
But I've been paying your rent. The response was barely.
What?
But you telling me I barely paid it
Mm.
when you didn't have it to pay it all.
Mm.
It
And
was all you had.
then you go and cheat with someone else who seemingly, I'm sorry, who seemingly makes more, and they couldn't even give you $200 on a light bill, but I literally gave you everything I had to cover your rent. So when you say more, sometimes it kind of the other bro had it, but his more my all was still not enough for.
Well, let me add to.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
Hey, this
No,
stomach got
just-
sad.
I just thought about this is nothing for me to say aloud. You just made me think of somebody. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. But I'm gonna add to that.
I'm
You-
sorry.
The person.
Mimi
Ooh.
said you can barely catch these hands.
Listen, barely. Let me tell you, because you was.
Because if I'm giving my last, you gonna catch these
and
hands.
to go, I can talk about mine now.
No,
And to give, I know it was the months of March. I caught you up on March, caught you up on April, and I paid all of May. And I didn't even step foot in the house. I wasn't allowed in the house after I had paid the stuff for April and May for sure. So, but
I mean, and
catching me, I'm gonna call you next time.
this is kind of the same, but I mean, take the guy that got $20. You know what I mean? And you hungry. You know what I'm saying? You go to McDonald's, there ain't no $5 McDonald's no more. If it's 50, you gonna spend $15. I don't care. But listen, he says, you know what? I'm finna get you the Big Mac meal. And you know, spent on $15. He got $5 to his name now. But he did more for you than the millionaire who actually bought you that car. Cause he could do that.
He can do that. It's
And
easy.
he gave you pretty much everything, almost everything he had.
This other dude gave you everything he had on heart.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That car was a drop in the bucket for that millionaire. But how you gonna look at it?
Can I throw
Run
a
it.
devil's advocate in there?
Right?
So what if somebody doesn't have, but they really, really like you,
Mhm.
and they're giving their all to get in the running,
Mhm.
but they can't sustain that lifestyle and that's not really them?
Then you gotta
What do you
look at
say
the-
about that?
You gotta look in the mirror.
What do you mean?
Because at the end of the day, if you see that
Potential.
that
But some people can wear the mask for a long time.
they can, and you have to be patient. So, but consistency is key. People can
Be
do.
consistent too.
No, you cannot. I don't care because
I
I think
married 'em.
sometimes sometimes we ignore the warning sign because I don't think
Yeah.
I can consistently
Mm.
show up as somebody that I'm not, and you not see something along the way.
Oh, the red flags will be there, but
Yeah.
like them love blinders, they
And
be
we
thick as
definitely gonna
hell,
paint.
man.
My friend, dang, I wish I would lie. My friend Brittany tell me all the time. She said, "Friend, one thing you gonna do is paint a red flag green." But
Me
that's just like,
too.
but you know, honestly, we already established that we kind of like the same person in dating, so it don't even matter.
We literally are. I will paint a red flag green in a heartbeat. I do that with friendships too,
Mhm. Yeah,
all
yeah,
day.
and I'm guilty, not as guilty as I used to be, but I think anybody, if they really have a good heart, they're gonna always be guilty of that. But
That's what it is.
look in the mirror. If you see that there's someone who's doing for you and they are on the edge of their money doing things for you, if they are not gonna have your interest, be honest with them. Don't allow them to sacrifice because they are sacrificing.
They are
But we
sacrificing.
don't know that. Like for me in certain situations that I end up in, where I call them love bombs, is because I don't know that that is the last of. I just feel like if you don't have, say that.
No, not a man.
No,
Not
definitely
when
I
it's
not
a
a
met.
man.
I
pursuit.
dated a guy. I don't even say dated. We just had our thing,
Mm,
and we pulled up at my favorite restaurant. He looked at that
mm.
big blue glowing sign, and he was like, "That looks expensive."
Ooh.
And so I was like, "No, it's not that expensive." He looked at it. He was like, "Can we come on Friday?" He was like, "I don't have it to." He was like, "I can't go here on a Tuesday."
Mm.
I respected him so much because he
I
didn't
respect
go
him
out of
too
his
because I couldn't have
way.
said that. I ain't even gonna
Yeah,
lie.
Oh, I
he
would have
didn't
said
go
it
out
quick.
of his way to spend some money that he either didn't want to spend or he didn't have to spend. He took me a later time, but he was just like, "Today, nigga, we just need to go to Popeyes."
Not,
That's what I got today.
not the old me wouldn't have done that. I would have took a Klarna card,
See?
Yes,
went off in
sir.
that guy,
Yes, sir.
and we would have ate. Now Friday, the date that we had planned, it might not happen. You know what I'm saying? My mama might have got sick. You
That's
know
the
what I'm
old you.
saying?
That's back in
No,
the
That's
day.
but
that's that's the old me.
But I
But to
knew
me now,
then, I knew from that moment on, whenever I hang out with him, I'm thinking of places that's within the places that he can afford because I
but are
enjoy
you
his company.
fulfilled?
do no.
Yes,
Are
because
you
I
really?
love to just be with him. But this is where I would normally go eat because I love this. I have a favorite menu. I have a favorite item on that menu. But I can find a favorite item on this menu too if this is where,
Hmm.
because I enjoyed his company,
That
not necessarily where we were.
that is considerate. I'm gonna offer you some advice. You could take it or not. It's cool.
Hmm.
When you are allowing or are taking him into consideration and his income and what he's able to do,
Hmm.
allow him to be the one to allow him to be a man. So hey, do you want to go here, 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 or here? Or you know what? Where do you want to go tonight? So you're still taking him into consideration and his income and how it might put him out.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're not making the decision, letting him know that you're looking out for his pocket.
Because I
Allow
think
him.
he gonna know. He in the back of his mind, he gonna probably try to figure out. Oh, why she don't want to go to the blue lit up restaurant no more? She don't
Gotcha.
think I can afford that. I can take you there sometime.
Well, dog, you can't you can't win for losing. Um,
Now,
Now that same person, I had a lot of stuff that hit me at one time. The biggest expense I had was a location I couldn't afford because I was dreaming bigger than what my pockets and the team I had at the time
mm,
was willing to make this thing move, right?
mm,
So, regardless of what they felt like or not felt like doing, them expenses still fell on me.
mm,
So, I had to start Ubering. And he didn't tell me that was him being a man. Again, this is just somebody that we just had a situationship with. I'm just gonna put it out there.
mm,
He he used to be available 4 days a week, and we would hang out those 4 days.
mm,
Then it came down to him being only available 3 days a week, and he started working on one of the days that he was supposed to be off.
mm,
I found this out later. He ended up taking an extra shift, so whatever he made that day, he was given to me,
mm,
so that I wasn't spending money on gas to drive Uber to make the money. Because he was like, "You're making money with Uber, but you're still spending money throughout the day putting gas in the car."
mm.
So he never used to just randomly give me money for no reason.
Right.
He started randomly giving me money every week, and I put two and two together. That's why he doesn't take off that day no more. Now he's working on that day because he was helping. But
Right.
this is also the same person who couldn't take me to a specific restaurant. So my mindset on him was he just doesn't have the type of funds, but he is still consistent, still doing everything that I would want in a mate. that's just financially not where I would have wanted him to be, but I would have taken him for a husband because of how he moved.
and s- and a lot of people wouldn't even think about that. But the thing about it is like if he did not have a chance, enjoy being with him and all
Mhm.
on your side, just take into consideration everything he does, and then relieve that in a way to where he doesn't feel the pressure of this is freaking KELZ. I got to make sure she's straight, man. Let me go over
Mhm.
here with a tomahawk steak at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, even past you, a pretty woman who knows she's pretty, an attractive woman who knows that she's attractive and knows the advantages that looking that way gives her will use that, and a man who is obsessed will give his last to get there,
Yeah.
and he never had a chance.
Mm.
And at the end of it, he's bitter because he put himself out. He sacrificed. He went for it, and you allowed him to do it.
Yeah.
That's when you create somebody who's bitter
Mm.
against you.
Creating a
And
monster.
you're creating a monster. And I think we had a couple of conversations on
Yeah, I've
that too.
created a couple monsters.
But
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I created a couple
Yeah,
monsters. I've grown though.
you
I
you
think
have
we
to.
all have. Well, I ain't gonna say we all have, but I know that I have created a couple of monsters, in the sense that going back to relationships and being whole. And now, when I was telling you what you said earlier about haven't really been dating anybody, trying to see what I want, because
Mhm.
there was parts of me, or a part of me, or a whole, or the whole of me who still wanted an ex. And so I'm gonna entertain all y'all. But if Shawty over here come back, then y'all already know, like literally, that can't nobody compare to how I feel right there. So I think in that now monsters are created, and you're not even trying to hurt nobody, but you trying to fill voids until what you waiting on come. But we forget about karma. We forget about new law or whatever it was, like equal and opposite reaction. Like whatever you
Newton's law.
believe in reaping and sow, and reaping and sowing. Like you're gonna get those karmic things back to you. And then when we get in situations, I can see sometimes like, oh damn. I've been really good right now. Like, why this happening? But you got to think about it. When they were really good, then you still would being a dog. And so it ain't all about somebody. It's like what you put out, you gonna get it back.
No, there's no better way to create a bitter person than stringing them along, and that's real.
And
Now,
I had to stop doing that. Yeah.
yeah,
But and it hits different when you are in the shoes of the person who's been
be
strung
strong along.
along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so freaking lutely. Now, I'm not the person
Never
that
want to
believes
be
in
in that
karma.
situation.
I just don't, and there's a whole lot of reasons why, and it goes deep. So I'm not gonna go there. But I do believe that you can create a toxic environment. You can poison your environment by doing crazy stuff to people who are right there around you.
Mhm.
So even though I don't believe in karma in the sense that other people do, I do think that negative actions have consequence.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah.
Especially when
That's
you
deep.
perform those actions close to yourself.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. From a male's point of view, y'all open my eyes to a lot of different things. So I might have to do this on Fridays, just have the men talk. Look how you
Uh,
looking.
No, cause I ain't gonna be here no more
I can't
Fridays.
stand Joe Black.
She gonna call me on the Friday that she know is my last Friday. Then gonna say she gonna do it from now on.
So I'm still building the Lick Show. I want it to be something different, but every single day is surrounding relationships, but from different point of views. So on Mondays, I want to focus on married couples. I'm not married, but I do want to be remarried. And certain things that I thought I knew or didn't know, or now I know, I want to have those type of conversations. Wednesday is for the women, and Fridays just may be for the men. We don't
that'll
know.
be
We'll
Can
dope.
I
see.
ask a
That'll
question
be dope.
about you and marriage?
Yes.
What is it in a marriage that you desire?
What do I
Yeah,
desire?
from out of like your next marriage. Like, what is it that you are desiring from whoever he is?
It sounds cliche, but I literally want the person to see the skeletons within me and love it regardless.
Mhm.
Because I always felt like in the marriages that I've been in, I'm not gonna say that I was tolerated, but they have this pedestal that they put me on, and then when I don't stay on that pedestal, the relationship kind of goes where it goes. I'm the type of person that no matter what, I'm going to try to make this work. So I want somebody that has the strength to stay in the ring with me and fight with me.
All right.
Don't let me leave.
And there you have
I
it,
leave.
folks. She done told y'all what she looking for. Y'all got the number to call in. She's available.
All right, tell everybody where to find y'all at.
Oh man, you can find your boy just about on any platform at DJ Dream ATL. I'm most present on Instagram. Hit your boy up, man. Bookings, shoot, talk shows,
Period.
just about anything. And I do anything. I'll DJ from anywhere from a backyard to a big concert. So hit your boy.
Yeah, I love it. My name is AJ. You can find me on any social media platform at the AJ Young, TheeAJYoung. And I can't DJ, but when you book him to DJ, you can get me to cater, and you got a whole party right there.
Straight like that.
I'm talking about. Picture your background. I'm not going anywhere yet. We're gonna take a quick break. When I come back, I need to talk about this cruise that I need y'all to put this $200 deposit down on. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Lick Show.
Sky People Chief coming peace, love, and I'm just trying to see where you going with that on. You got cute for me.
Looking like my baby. I don't come in here unless they pay me. I've been here all night, I'm feeling wavy. But they closing down like the Gallery Road Macy's. Where we finna go, though? We can hit the town to take some photos. Girl, I got the smoke, but can you roll, though? You know I thought about you jumping on this pole. Go somewhere with all that over there you got. Running up my spot, do you running there a lot? Ran into a Roddy Rich, I'm good with the box. It'll be a remix, non-stop. Let it rock.
La la.
Bringing back Jet magazines, ain't it? Beauty of the week indeed, that's a queen, ain't it? And she throw back on the smoke. I asked what it is, she said the presidential shit, not that tangerine, ain't it? She said, boy, stop. You thought it, you tried it. I said, yeah, whatever, if you sold it, I'd buy it. Windows to your soul, girl, I love the way your eyes get. When I look into them, I fall in a pool of violence. That's just what it's like, I got a jet that you can pilot. When we see each other, always frequent fly mileage. It's always a laugh, she be like, boy, why you so childish? Because the internet, she said, jet be quiet. You know I'm a fool, Barrymore, I'm a riot. Like God is to a like God, I'm lying. You can't make you, we ain't been the best by it. You know what it is, me and Slim, we just vibing.
out to Willie Hen. I still don't know the name of the song. What's the name of the song? Cute for You. Shout out to Willie Hen on that. It's just the music in the background for me. That's what get it for me. So before I get out of here, I want to talk about this cruise that we have coming up. Shout out to Bosty's ATL, JoJo's Picks, Red Chimera Visuals, and Led by She. So we have a content and connections cruise trip to the Bahamas. Now the dates of this trip is going to be, hold on one second. I had it. June 27th through the 30th. Now, the deposit is $200 and it's due by March 31st. And then you can still pay on it. People have been asking a lot of questions. This is a very long post, so I'm not going to say all of that. It is $650 per person, but it's based on a double occupancy. All right. So 2 people need to be in the room for $250 per person. If you want a solo room, I think it's damn near close to $900. So find you a person to room with. This comes with, why you laughing, AJ? You got to find you somebody. You don't want to be out here by yourself. You get unlimited meals. That's including the snack bar. Ooh, snack bar, welcome gift bag. Cruise activities. Let me tell y'all some of these activities. Your girl is going to be teaching line dancing. Your girl is going to be teaching twerk. And we are going to be doing a panel on relationships. Those are all the things that I am going to be in control of. There'll be different activities on the cruise. It's curated content workshops to lead up to your social media presence. Professional group content, networking, games, and giveaways, color-themed dinners, and more. So she literally has it like one day you wear orange, another day you wear purple, another day you wear white. So it's just all these different things. Itinerary highlights. Day 1. Depart West Palm Beach. So if you're wondering where, we're going to be at West Palm Beach. Settle in, unwind, toast, and a welcome cocktail hour followed by dinner. Day 2, full day at sea in the Bahamas. Relax poolside, color-themed lunch, create group content, join fun activities, and enjoy delicious drinks and meals. Day 3 is an excursion day. Explore NASA, soak up island vibes, get group content, shop, and just wonder. Day 4, we're back at West Palm Beach, but without the memories to last a lifetime, we'll be doing group activities, and there is a group photo, and of course, she has the pictures that goes with that. So again, this is for June 27th through the 30th, departing from West Palm Beach, Florida, and it is from June 27th through the 30th. $200 deposit is due by March 31st. So you got to get that in. Just send me a message on all social media platforms, The Real Who is KELZ, and we'll get you in there. Y'all need to come and hang out with me and have a good time. I did not travel for 2 whole years. People don't believe that. I have literally not been on vacation in like 2 years. So I'm excited about this trip. I have a lot more trips coming up, but this is the one that I am promoting the most because I need y'all on this cruise and have a good time. If you've never been on a cruise, I will say, take the little medicine, put the little, what is the thing you put behind your ear? I forgot what it's called, but it's some little patch you can put behind your ear and you don't feel the waves of the boat at all. I didn't get sick not one time. So yeah, that's what we got going on. You're tuned in to the L.I.C.K Show on Hit 92.3 with your girl KELZ. Again, follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you follow the L.I.C Show. We'll be back on Monday. We have our flagship show, All Hustle No Fear, with your girl Sunshine. So y'all have an amazing weekend. Again, shout out to AJ, and we are going to celebrate his birthday, and I'm going to go sing because they don't like for us to sing at karaoke. Hey, we'll be there. He said, I want all my friends. It's the pinwheel. All right, we out. Have an amazing weekend. Peace.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P. Not to mention, we got the host with the most, KELZ. We got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items, looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food. Something Special Bar and Lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something special, bar and